Hello everyone, welcome back to the video. I back with another interview questions or interview experience with my recent interview with Virtusa. So if you are going to attend the interview with Virtusa or your interview got scheduled with Virtusa in the coming days, then you can refer all these questions and we can get some idea what all kind of questions we'll get in the interview. Okay, so for this Virtusa, I got call from the Nakri and it got first it went as a scanning round where it got discuss about what are the experience and what are the expectation and all, and then it followed with a total 3 round. Uh, so the very first round went something like this. If you see, after the self introduction and explaining the current role and responsibility, there are some questions he asked, mostly related to the Spark. If you see, he asked about what is RDD, what is data frame, what is data set. The second question he asked what is checkpoint, what is cache and persist, and then he asked if with small data job is running and while but with big data it is failing. Okay, the question was that with small data it was running good, but with big data it started failing. How do you how will debug it and how we will try to troubleshoot it? Okay, that was the questions. And the another question was how will you handle the data skew, and what is DDL, DML, and how you handle slowly changing dimension. So these are the different questions that theoretically he asked first. Then he asked me to share the notebook. So this is the notebook which I shared in the interview, and the same thing I'm showing you over here. Then he asked me to write he gave me this list, create a list, and then asked me to the very first question is remove the duplicate. Again, these all Python questions I have given a or created a video on my channel where all these possible questions I have completed in that video. So if you thoroughly practice those questions from my video that YouTube in the YouTube that is available, then this kind of questions, if you see now, it is completely cup of tea. Now it's completely easy. You can see. So it asking for removing find the second largest number from the list. So what I'm doing, again I'm removing the largest one, then I'm finding the what is the largest after removing the largest. Okay, then he asked can you remove reverse the string. I written my name, I'm reversing using the for each loop. Okay, everything I mentioned about it. Again I mentioned about it, we can do by slicing also instead of doing any loop. Then he asked me to are you comfortable with SQL coding as well? Then I said yes. Then he gave me he asked me like we have a sales data with the column like sales debt and amount and few other column. What you have to do, we have to find the 7 rolling average. The same questions I got, I think 2 or 3 interviews. Okay, so if you see, I've added the window function to get 2 preceding and current row, and you can visit my SQL 25 most asked interview coding questions video in my channel that you definitely should watch, because whatever the question will get here, those are most task, and that is in that video. So you can refer that video to to get ready and confident. In minimum 85 to 90% of the coding questions will be competent. And find the employee who have the same job at least at one employee in another department. Okay, so the same answer I've mentioned about it. And this is how the first round went. And after the first round I got call on the same day, no, the other day, to give the second round, and it was the client round. Okay, so here after introduction, he asked me to share the Python compiler, the online Python compiler. Then he asked me to create a list. Okay, see, if you see, this is mostly it was an analyst, more related matrix creation data engineer project mostly I could see and what him informed. So that's why more Python questions I used to get over there. So he asked me to create a list of item. Then he asked me to remove the duplicate from there. So this is how I written over there. And he asked me to, do you know what is list and list comprehension? Can you give me the example of that? That is what I've given over here. Then he asked me to find the repeated count. Okay, so what I did, I used the L dot count. Okay, over here I use the L dot count. Then he asked me whatever the repeated count is came, or the unique item has come from the list, which is this one, and this logic is there. Can you find the sum of all the repeated item, I mean the unique item? So for sum, I went through this for loop. Okay, then he asked me to do using any inbuilt method. Okay, again you need to visit that Python coding. Okay, that Python videos, definitely you should do that. Then without any building method, I've done this one, and in this method only can you remove the or find the sum also. So in this video, if you see, I mean in this loop, if you see, I found the occurrence of each item and also the deduplication. Okay, same thing on the same loop can you do, he asked. So there I have added this logic. After doing this, he asked me like pyspark, do you write the pyspark code in are you comfortable with that? Then I said yes. Then he asked me the scenario, like there is a file, what you need to do, we need to read that. There are have multiple columns, but among those we have 3 columns that we need to concatenate and need to show as a full name. Okay, for example, he said first name, middle name, last name, we have to make them concatenate. Okay, so what I did, you can see over there, I made a path, I read that path, and I created a full name, and by using this concat with space, and I'm adding those column. Okay, and after that he asked me gave some SQL coding. If you see, he gave we have ID, we have employee name, we have salary and department, and then it was like asking for max salary per department. This is also some easy questions. Okay, and another, after solving this, has third high salary in each department. Okay, if you'll be thinking like this type of questions always and always ask. Yes, it is being asked. If you see the video of SQL most asked questions of 25 video, you will see all these questions I mentioned there, because this is something get asked every time in every interview. After solving this, he asked me like do you know what is UDF, and then like can you write me the simple method how the UDF work. Then this is what I wrote over there. Then before writing, I mean while completing all, he asked me like okay, I got it. Then he gave me another questions of SQL. Like he said like we have a transaction table where we have ID and the status code. So you need to find out among all the transaction status code wise percentage we need to find. Give them each status code percentage. Okay, so this is the code I have written over there. So everything was going on in the SQL compiler, by the way. Okay, so with the status code wise, I'm finding out the occurrence of how many time it occurred, that occurred time by total came the sum amount into 100. Okay, that's how I'm done it with this. And then he asked me some questions like what is Spark related questions, like what is transformation, what is action, what is catch and persist, what all storage level we have in the persist. Okay, then what all optimization we have did, repartition and coalesce different, what is that, can we increase using the coalesce, can we do with ADFs serialization. I think some questions was there, I'm forgetting now. And what all source and sink it was there in your current project, and what all challenges you faced. So after this everything I gave answer and all. Then he asked me like do you have any questions. Again he asked me this question. Okay, this was something again I got repeated time, dead wrong question related again, what is the use of that. And then he asked me do you have any questions. Then I replied like what are the tech stack and all. Then he explained entire project of what I'll be doing in the Virtusa. So he was explaining with respect to source, sync, what is the domain of the project, everything he explained. And then the interview got completed. After that, after one day, I got call from the HR that I got selected, and there will be a AI related, I mean AI round where I need to answer with camera on. Just that was I think for verification one, but that round was something we need to by AI there was no person over there, so that round also went, and I finally selected with the Virtusa. So that was the experience of mine with the Virtusa interview, and it was for 3, 4, 5 year of experience that I can expect this. So I hope it was helpful. If it is, then you people know what to do to help me motivated maybe